Okay, hello everyone. This is Ifeoma Odunlami, immigration attorney from the Odunlami Law Firm. Happy New Year, everyone. I've missed you all. Um, I hope you guys had a great break. Today, I have breaking news. Breaking news. So I'm going to wait for some people to join because this is really important information that you guys need to get. Okay. Hello, Sonia. Thank you for joining. Hi, everyone. So when you come in, please drop a note on the comment. Let me know that you're with me and let me know where you're signing in from. So today I want to talk about the proposed fee increases. I want to call it a fee hike because an increase denotes a little amount of money, but what USCIS is proposing to do is more than a mere increase. It's a lot of money that they want to charge for filing fees. And so this affects you guys, affects your family. So tune in and let us talk about this. So first of all, it's a proposal, right? So yesterday, January 4th, USCIS is proposing to significantly increase filing fees. And so right now, up until some early March, there's going to be a 60-day period for public comment. So the fee increase hasn't gone yet. It's not started yet, but this is what they're looking to do. So I want to go over this with you guys so that you know how significant this information is. So let's see. So I'm looking at the table here of the proposed fees, and I'm just trying to figure out how I can share my screen. Is there a way to share my screen? I'm not sure. Anyway, you know what? Let's talk about it, and then I can figure out how to share my screen at another time. So the most significant increase, which I want to talk about, is the I-485. Now, you all know that the I-485 is the adjustment of status, right? That's what allows you to move from one status to another status and get a green card. So basically, the I-485 attaches to several pathways to citizenship. So if you're filing a VAWA, which is the I-360, you can file your I-360 with the adjustment of status. If you're filing for your family member, you can file the I-130 and the adjustment of status if they're currently in the United States. But with this new proposal, this is what they're planning to do. Now, typically, the I-485 with biometric service is $1,225. So the proposed increase is going to get to a hike of $1,540, which is a $315 difference, 26% increase, right? So now that's what they're proposing. But the difference now is that in the past, the I-131, which is the travel permit, and the I-765, which is the work permit authorization, would come free, which means if you file the I-485, you didn't have to pay for the travel permit, you didn't have to pay for the work authorization. But with this new proposal, you're going to have to pay for the I-485, the work permit, the travel permit. So let me break down the numbers for you. So the I-485 is supposed to go up from 1225 to 1540. Now, if you're filing with a travel permit alone, it's going to go from 1225 to $2,170. That's almost $1,000 increase. That's 77%. Now, if you're filing the adjustment of status, the I-485 with the I-765, it will go up from 1225 to 2,190. That's an increase of 79%. But this is a killer here, guys. Listen to this. So if you're going to file the I-485 with the I-765 and the I-131, which is what we typically do, because you want to get your work permit, you want to get your travel permit, and typically you get those documents while you're waiting for the adjudication of your I-485. Now, the difference is going from the $1,225, which is what the charge is now, to $2,820. So you're going to pay for the I-485, you're going to pay for the I-131, you're going to pay for the I-765. So instead of paying just $1,225, which would cover all of these 3 forms, you're going to pay for each of the forms individually. And so you're going to be paying $2,820, which is a 130% increase. That is so significant. And another thing that they're proposing to do is, I don't know if you guys know this, if you file the I-485, the adjustment of status, and with a child who's under the age of 14, that child does not pay the full fee. The child pays $750. So with this new proposal, the child will be paying the same amount as the adult. So instead of paying $750, that child under the age of 14 would be paying $1,540. That's really a lot, guys. It's a lot. So let me go over some of the forms that have been affected. All the forms haven't been affected according to this proposal, which has not gone forward. By the way, you guys, I'm telling you, it's not yet law, but it's not a final rule, but this is what they're looking to do. So let's talk about the N400. Well, first of all, before I go into that, USCIS is trying to encourage people to file online. So you're going to see that some of the forms, if you file by paper, it's an increased fee as opposed to filing online. So they're trying to get people and lawyers to file online. I guess they're hoping that this will make them more make the process and the filing easier. Well, the one thing we know won't happen is we won't have people using old forms if you file online. So that's kind of great, I guess. It's just that when you look at the way the NVC system, which is online, works, it's a little scary because that NVC system is really, it takes a long time to upload documents. It's constantly getting jammed. And I'm hoping that this is not what is going to happen to this, to online filing, but we'll see. So now let's talk about something like the N400, right? So if you file the N400, online or paper, because not all the forms are affected by the online paper difference, the N400 apparently is not really going to be affected based on this proposal. So the N400 with biometrics right now is $725. So they're proposing an increase to $760, which is a mere increase of $35. So that's not too bad when you compare it to all the other services that are increasing significantly. So I'm only going to talk about the cases where the kind, the family-based practice that my firm works with, because that's pretty much what I'm interested in. So let's talk about people who are filing the I-130. The I-130 is the petition for alien relative. When you're filing for a family member, your spouse, your parent, your child, you will use that form I-130. So right now, the form I-130, the filing fee is $535. So the proposed increase for those filing online is $710. But if you're filing by paper, it's $820. So right now it's $535. If you file online, the fee will be $710. If you're using a paper filing, it's going to be $820. Now think about it. Typically, when you file the I-130, you're filing it with the adjustment of status. So if the adjustment of status is $2,800 and change, and the I-130 is $820, so we're looking at almost well over $3,000 for the filing fee, which currently is just $1,760. So guys, the reason I'm telling you this is for you to just be aware. If you want to file your paperwork, this is a good time to put it in before this price increase takes place. So I'm going to look at the I-751, which is the petition to remove conditions on residence. So the I-751 is for people who have a temporary green card, which means they're married to a U.S. citizen or green card holder. Their marriage was less than 2 years when they got the green card, and so they have to remove the conditions on their green card before they can get a permanent 10-year green card. So that's the I-751. So currently, with biometrics, the I-751 is $680. But with the proposed change, it's going to be $1,195. That's an increase of $515. right? And so let's look at the 601A. 601A is the waiver. It's the application for provisional unlawful presence waiver. You use this waiver when if you're coming to the United States without being inspected and admitted, and you have to get the waiver so that you can go out and get your visa and come back into the United States. That's when you use this waiver. So it's for those who have had unlawful presence. So right now, the filing fee with biometrics is $715, $715. But with the proposed increase, it's going to be $1,105. So that's a $390 increase. That's pretty significant, if you ask me. So let's look at the employment, application for employment, the I-765. So right now, the I-765 online is $410. No, actually, online or on paper is $410. But the increase is going to be this way. If you apply online, it's going to be $555, which is an increase of $145. But if you apply by paper, it's going to go from $410 to $650, which is an increase of $240. So now there's one application that actually goes down, the I-90, which is the application to replace permanent resident card. So that application right now is $540. But USCIS is actually saying that if you do this online, it's going to be $455. So it's actually going to become less by $85. So there's a 16% decrease. This is really good, you know. What else? I'm looking through the forms that we use typically. So let's go to the I-102. The I-102 is the application for replacement of non-immigrant arrival departure document. So this is the form you use if you come in inspected and admitted, which is, you know, you came in through maybe came in, arrived at the airport or at a border, and you were inspected and you were admitted, but you don't have those documents anymore, and you're looking for proof to show that you were inspected and admitted. So in that case, you will file the form I-102. Now, the form I-102 currently is $445, but with the increase, it would go to $680, which is an increase of $235. So let's go to the 290B, because we use this form a lot. The 290B is to appeal a denial or to request for do a motion for reconsideration. Right now, that fee is $675, but they're looking to increase it to $800, which would be an increase of $125. So let's talk about the I-360. So right here, the I-360 for petition for American, the widower or special immigrants is $435. They're looking to increase that to $550, which is an increase of $80. So it doesn't really say anything about VAWA. Okay, so I'm not really sure if VAWA is, right now there's no filing fee for VAWA. You guys know that, right? So I'm not sure if what they're going to do with that, if they're going to continue with that. What else? The I-539, this is something that a lot of you use when you come here on a visitor's visa and you're trying to extend, or you're in one status and you want to change another status. So it's a form I-539. So this form is for is the application to extend, change non-immigrant status. So if you do that with biometrics, currently is $455. So if you file that online, they're going to increase it to $525. But if you do a paper filing, they're going to increase it to $620. So that's a significant increase, right? The form I-601, which is for a waiver of, you know, any grounds of inadmissibility, such as if you have a criminal record, or you've been guilty of misrepresentation or fraud, you know, such as submitting fake divorce decrees or lying to a USCIS officer. Typically, you would have to file an I-601 looking to waive that those grounds of inadmissibility. And right now, the filing fee is $930, but with the proposed raise, it's going to go up to $1,050, which is $120 increase. So, so let me answer some questions here. Hi, Joe Ebison, how are you? Nice to see you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Joe Houston. And so Joe Ebison says, please, what happened when you file VAWA after 3 months? Let me look at that. What happened when you file VAWA after 3 months? Hang on. What happens after you file VAWA after 3 months and later file for work permit and travel? What happens? When are you going to get the work permit and travel permit? So Joe, if you file for a VAWA and then you later, which means you file the I-360 alone, and then you later decide to file for work permit and travel permit, well, what you need to do is go look at the case processing guidelines. They give you a time within which to gauge how long it's going to take for you to get your work permit or your travel permit. So if you send an email to me, I will send you I'll send you the link, but you can just Google case processing times, and then you put in the type of application that you submitted, and then look for how long they're saying is going to take. Now, in my firm, we typically file the I-360 and the I-485-765-131 together, as long as the person is not in deportation proceedings. And right now, it's all over the place with how long it's going to take. We've had people get their work permits in 1 month, and we've had people get their work permit in 6 months, 10 months. So it really depends. It's really hard to tell you how long it's going to take because USCIS is all over the place with work permits and travel permits. But what they've indicated they're going to do, and what we've seen them do, is they're really working hard to push those work permits. So what we're seeing now is we're seeing the work permits being approved separately from the travel permits. So you'll get a work permit that says not applicable for advanced parole because they're trying to get the work permits out faster. And then later on, you'll get the travel permit. The travel permit is taking much longer. So I hope that answers your question. And so Laurel Vassell says, anything for SJIS? Nothing yet. I didn't see anything for SJIS specifically, and I didn't see anything for VAWA specifically. But for other people filing using the same I-360, such as the widower petition, there's a filing increase. Such as religious people, there's a filing increase. So, but like I said, it's just a proposal. Nothing has happened yet. We're just watching. So they have 60 days to get public comment before they make a final rule. When they make a final rule, yours truly will show up and let you know what's going on, okay? Alaji, how are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. All right. So I think that's pretty much it. Let me see if I don't think I have any questions. Actually, I do have one question on Instagram. Hang on. All right. Instagram says, good evening, Ma. I'm getting financial assistance from Nationwide Children's Hospital. Is it going to be treated as public charge during my naturalization? So, Sonia, if you're a green card holder, the public charge rule does not apply to you. Okay? Good news. All right. And then Reknik says, how does it take to approve a visitor's visa for my pregnant wife? Okay, Reknik, I really can't answer that because a B2, as you know, is very discretionary depending on what country you're from. That would determine whether or not you stand a good chance of getting your B2 approved. What we know is that people from so-called developing countries, Africa, Asia, they don't like to give us visas. So, right. I don't know how to start. So let's see, what else? Alaji says, what next after receiving your receipt notices? So Alaji, depending on what you filed, you're going to get a biometrics notice, which is when USCIS wants to take your fingerprints to check, make sure you have no criminal records. So if you filed a VAWA, you typically will get a biometrics and then a prima facie determination. And then a prima facie determination basically is USCIS saying, well, we've reviewed your VAWA application. We haven't made a decision, but we think you've made the barest minimum, you've met the barest minimum requirement. So we're going to give you this prima facie determination letter, which will allow you to get public benefits if you need it. And that public benefits depends on your state. Some states give you more, some states give you less. So Ayodele says, how long does it take for a decision to be taken when you file an I-290? Ayodele, that's another one that's all over the place. We've had I-290 decisions come in really fast within 60 days. We have had some still pending after 1 year. Yeah, I-290s typically are taking a long time, but honestly, I've gotten some that came back really fast, and I don't know what that was about. So you really can't tell. You guys are going to figure out with USCIS, things are just really all over the place. So, but like I said, the best thing to do is go to the case processing website, put in the kind of case you filed, where your location is, and it will give you an idea of what how long it's going to take for 80% of the cases. Okay. Now, I always tell people that sometimes, maybe not with the I-290, but if you have a case that's been pending for a long time and USCIS has not made a decision, you might want to sue the government using something called a writ of mandamus. We've done that for several clients. There's no repercussion. It just means that they're going to look at your case and make a decision, and we get the decision really, really quickly within a week. Now, it does not mean it's going to be the decision you want, but it will be a decision. Okay, guys, I think that's pretty much it. I know that I don't do employment immigration law, but I know that for them, their increase is even more significant. I know that for those people with investor visas, their filing fees are going from $3,675 to $11,160. So that's like a 204% increase. It's crazy. So guys, this is just to let you know what's going on. The increase hasn't started yet. So, but the reason for coming here to let you know this is, if you're thinking of filing and you're thinking, no, I'm going to wait till April when I get my tax refund, don't wait. You want to do this right away, okay? Because we're not sure when if it's going to go into place, when it's going to go into place. So until next time, ciao. See you guys later, okay? Take care.